Hi everyone, I'm Joanna Leggett and this is Cyril, our photographer from Leggett that you may have met many times before. Now, have you ever dreamed of owning a French chateau? Stone towers, sweeping staircases, a glass of wine by the fireplace. Well, what if I told you that that dream could cost less than a small flat in Paris? So today we're traveling across France, from the volcanic peaks of the Auvergne to the green valleys of the Charente to discover 4 extraordinary historic estates, each price around €300,000. Yes, real chateaus, real history and real possibilities. So Cyril and I are going to have a look at these 4 magnificent chateaus at such great prices.
We're gonna start with an amazing property which is located in the Puy-de-Dôme, Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, in a little village called Giat. So this is the first chateau.
Well, looking at this one that we're seeing today, I mean, unbelievable value. It's on the market at €279,000, 500. It has 11 rooms, 8 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Extraordinary value. And look at the towers. I mean, it's literally like owning your own piece of castle history as such in France.
What a splendid facade we have here.
You've got castle towers on the front of the building, which is lovely, and that beautiful Juliet balcony above the front staircase. Let's have a look at what it's like around the back of the chateau. So that's really pretty, really pretty. It's got the lovely mature trees around it. I love the shutters. Those slatted shutters are very expensive to have made, and it's really pretty that it's got that. And even the roofline, look at the roofline with the pretty decoration on the top there and the little windows popping out. I think we've got some more angles of the property from the garden.
Wow!
So as you can see, it's got loads of land, lovely, lovely piece of land, all enclosed with that wall, which is walled gardens are extremely expensive. You know, to build a walled garden now is extremely expensive, and that's a really big wall. Loads of potential there to perhaps put in a swimming pool.
Oh, that's another angle. So yeah, we can clearly see the wall.
It's set back off the road, it's set back into its own ground, it's covered with beautiful mature trees. I mean, and those turrets are just fab. I love the turrets. And that lovely staircase going up, which is very typical of that style of chateau, with the staircase going up and over. The garden is totally private. There's so much possibilities there to do so many different things. So let's have a look inside the property.
Oh, the hallway.
Excellent. Now that's a lovely wide typical chateau opening. You've got lovely double doors opening onto really high ceilings, and as you come down the hallway you've got entrances on both sides, and look at the woodwork on the doors. It's very, very pretty and very original.
It's in good condition, huh? So probably a dining kitchen, I don't know, or the one side of the dining.
It's a kind of a dining area. You've got sort of 2 dining tables in there. Look at the flooring. Now that's original parquet flooring. Again, that's been preserved because, you know, in chateaus of this age, sometimes, particularly if they've been left to rack and ruin, it gets destroyed, but that's in perfect condition. So that's a standard door size. You can see how big those windows are, so there'll be so much lovely light coming in.
Yeah, it brings a lot of light, which is key, and it's not always the case in chateaux.
No, and you can also see it's got central heating, which a lot of these old chateaus, particularly at this value, don't have.
Oh, the other side of the hallway is even
the entrance. I love that. I love that when you've got a castle with 2 towers and you come in and the Knights Templar man is standing in the corner. I love that. Look at that staircase in the background. That's an original curved staircase going up to the upper floors, and the 2 entrances for the big rooms on either side. I mean, that's a really lovely entrance hall.
And I think it gives an idea of the size of the place, because you don't really suspect it from the outside.
No, it's much bigger when you get inside. And look at the lovely original stained glass across those, you know, those 2 doors to close the entrance wall off, and then you open it up and you've got that original staircase.
Ah, so that's probably the lounge.
Yeah, so that's like a sitting room or a drawing room. You can see it's got an original fireplace in there, which is magnificent. Again, we've got these huge windows. Now, this looks to me, by the balcony that you can see out there, that it's one of the central rooms. Really good sized room, lovely high ceilings. There's so much you could do here.
Ah, that's the kitchen. So it's a nice sized kitchen.
Yeah, now the kitchen could do with a little bit of renovation.
I would redo it.
You could redo it. I mean, I actually like some of these old wooden cabinets because I love all the originality. But yeah, there's possibilities there. The fact is, it's an absolutely great size. You've got a big dining table in the middle. Don't forget, you've got the other dining room in the other hall space. Under 300,000 euros.
Incredible.
You've got the budget to do that.
Ah, wow.
Now
stone staircase. It's not even wood, it's stone.
It's a stone original staircase. And look at the banisters. Now, this was real craftsmanship in its day. You wouldn't see this these days. People don't take the effort to even curve the banister up like that. It's a beautiful piece of architecture.
Ah, that's one of the bedrooms. So I can see a sink on the right side. We saw 8 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms actually at the moment, I think.
Yes,
Let me check again.
8 bedrooms, 2
baths.
bathrooms. So
11 rooms.
Yeah. It's huge. With 8 bedrooms, you could maybe, and 2 bathrooms, you could maybe lose 2 of the bedrooms and make 6 with 6 bathrooms, so everybody has their own ensuite. Again, it's not an original feature, the sink on the right there. I would whip that out.
Of course.
Get yourself a nice ensuite bathroom. The flooring is original there. The windows are huge again. It looks fabulous.
People often ask us, wow, that's another bedroom. Look at this volume.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic room, as you said, with a nice decoration, some additional bathrooms that would be an ideal B&B. People often ask us, why do you always speak about B&Bs and Giats? And don't forget, France is the #1 destination for tourism in the world.
And again, look at the proportions in this room. Look at the coving on the ceiling. You've got the marble fireplace, which is typical of its era.
Wow, look at this.
Well, now that is a fabulous bathroom. I mean, there's nothing to do in there. You know, that is a shower in that bath, I believe, or it could be. You know, a lovely, I mean, the sizes of these rooms, and look again at the balustrades up at the top on the ceiling. I mean, it's a lovely big room, double sinks, perhaps add a shower into that bathroom if there isn't one at the moment. Very, very good size, loads of possibilities.
So if you want to know more about it, you will have to contact our agent.
Just having a look at the land size there, we've got 3,500 square meters of garden. So again, that's a really lovely size and manageable. You know, it's not hectares and hectares that you've got to look after. That is a perfect little chateau to run a really nice chambre d'eau or a family home. It's a blank canvas. I think a great property for 279,500. Unbelievable value. So this next one we're going to have a look at is actually another beautiful chateau. In fact, it's the wing of an original chateau from the 18th century. It's a Rococo style chateau. It was once a grand home of local nobility, but now you can own this 260 square meters residence, which was actually built in 1720. It's got so much detail, panelled walls, historic tapestries, sunlit balconies. So I think without further ado, we should come and have a look at this beautiful place. We've got this beautiful Giat balcony.
I think it's really typical with those roofs, bourgeois house. You've found a lot of that in France. And we can see the gate.
Exactly, and the stonework as well is very typical of the area because, you know, when you go up north to, say, Brittany or Normandy, you get a lot of granite stone, whereas here it's block stone. It's lovely big lumps of sandstone which would have come from the local area.
Ah, that's the back garden. Oh, we can see the whole building. Really, really beautiful and elegant.
It's got a very pretty enclosed walled garden. You've still got the view of the original chateau that has obviously been converted now. This is a fabulous entrance hall. You can see all of the original features here, and it's a really lovely part of the original chateau. You can see the tiling there on the floor is all original. You've always got these big double doors into each entrance. But the nice thing about this chateau is they've kept all the stone.
And just like the previous one, they didn't change much of the aesthetic.
No, and you walk in and you feel you're in a chateau.
Exactly. Wow, I would change those colors.
I think I might change those colours as well.
Nice volume.
Yeah, but the size of the room, and you know, this wood panelling is original. Yep, they might have painted it in the colours of their choice. You know, where the family will come and maybe be chatting away.
Ah, the landing is as beautiful as the entrance hall.
As the lower entrance hall, yes, it is. And again, I love the fact that they've kept the original stone walls. Again, this staircase is going all the way up, and the big double doors everywhere onto the window there, which probably opens up onto the balcony. The kitchen you could change the kitchen, but it's perfectly habitable, perfectly livable. This obviously has been put in. It wouldn't have been the original kitchen. The features are still there, so if you wanted to change it, you could, but it's perfectly habitable to move in and start living there and do bit by bit as you go along. This
You
might
need
be that might be my favourite room. I have to have a wine cave, and especially when you're inviting friends. I mean, what better treat than to have your perros with some wine and cheese and do some wine tasting? Every home must have one. And then you've got your tasting table there, you've got your wine table there, and of course these type of cars always remain at the same temperature. That's what they were built for originally. So again, that's just such a lovely feature.
We understand now the front and facade. Parking area on the left, the main building.
Exactly, and what you can see, I mean, it is in a town, so you can walk to everything from this property.
It's beautiful gate.
Exactly,
Metal
great
gate.
big cast iron gates with the, you know, the original double fronted gates there. Lock it up and leave. It does have a 2-story garage with a lot of potential. So it'll obviously have, it's got a picturesque cobbled courtyard. So that courtyard is all cobbled, which will be original and really pretty.
It's been granted historical status in recognition of cultural significance in 2001. I didn't know that.
You just couldn't build that for 300,000. Can you imagine how much that would cost to build now?
Another bedroom we didn't see. Again, beautiful volumes.
So these are being run as a chambre d'hôte at the moment. So that shows that it's a typical French style bed. And you know, for tourism, people don't want to come and see IKEA beds. They want to come and have a piece of French history. So keeping this type of furniture and these type of old oak furnitures, and look at the ceiling, it's wonderful. People love that.
All in all, a fantastic property again, exclusive again, and under 300,000 euro.
And it's, you know, it's during the Rococo period, which is really famous in a part of French history. So this next chateau is in Roux, which is in the Deux Sèvres in the Poitou-Charentes region. Now this is absolutely fabulous. It's slightly more than the other two, but it's still only at 371,000 euros. So again, unbelievable value.
Still exclusive.
And also, you know, while we're looking at all of these chateaux, if you want more information, you know, click on the link underneath because it will take you through to our website and you'll be able to see all of the information and all of the details of all of these properties that we are looking at.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We read every single and answer every single comment.
And give us an idea of what you'd like us to show, because Cyril and I will pick out these little gems that we find as we're going across France and videoing, etc. But this one's a real gem, and it stands in about 9 hectares of land, and it does have barns and it does have stabling. It is an absolute piece of 15th century history. That's the back angle. Yeah, so that's just going through that gate. And what you'll notice here, compared to the other chateaux that we've just looked at, the windows are much smaller because in medieval times, in the 15th century, they wanted to keep the heat out, protect. They're like fortresses. It is really like a museum when you go into this property. They've kept so much of the originality in the features. I mean, look at the beautiful terracotta flooring there. Huge rooms. I mean, you really feel like you're living in a castle. Just really look at that fireplace. What you can't buy these days is that fireplace. I mean, that's like a true castle fireplace. You really feel like you're in a castle when you see some of the beautiful things. And what I love is all these museum pieces they've put in. They're all original artifacts going back to the 15th century.
Wow, timber framing, the window is incredible. The
ceiling is fabulous. I love it that they've kept it in a medieval style. It's really, really nice.
Wow, the size of the rooms is impressive.
Unbelievable. Now look at that door on the left-hand side. I mean, that is just superb. And again, you look at the fireplace. I mean, this is the second fireplace we've seen, and there will be ones in all of the rooms. Nice amount of light, to be fair.
Wow, that angle is fantastic. That's the same room we just saw.
Yeah, the bedroom. It's giving you different angles and different views. You can see the quality of the flooring. You can see the quality of the beams above, and the beautiful windows.
Look, there's a bed. That's a bedroom. How massive is this bedroom?
It's just great.
Alors, smaller bedroom.
I mean, it looks small in comparison to the chateau rooms. However, if that was in somebody's apartment in London
or in Paris,
that would be huge.
Exactly.
You know, it's like a great big room.
Another bedroom.
Another chambre.
All the beams again. I love those.
Original ceilings. If you look at some of the pieces that they've got in here, they're like little bits of crockery and old bits of furniture. Again, as we said, you can pick these up from brocants anywhere in France, but it just all adds to the feeling of the 15th century. I mean, I would do that. I'd love to do that.
That's the kitchen. Needs renovation here.
It does definitely, but it is, you know, at the price of 371,000 for a property of that size.
And that history and 9 hectares.
Exactly. it has incorporated in the price that the fact you are going to need some kind of kitchen.
This reminds me of a chateau we sold in the Auvergne, in Château, Allier. There's a video and on our lifestyle video about Chateau, another topic. They've made a marble high-end kitchen in such an environment. So it's one idea, possible idea of a transformation. Wow, look at this fireplace again.
But this is another angle of that door that we saw
Maybe
earlier.
the opposite.
Or the other side, yeah. Again, another superb dining area. Can you imagine at Christmas a huge roaring fire going there and everybody sitting around, the family sitting around? It'd be a great Christmas room.
Beautiful original 15th century fireplace.
You see a little sheep there. I wonder if that's the wool that they were going to be spinning later on the spinning wheel.
You did that.
No, but it's spinning the wool. You don't kill the sheep for the wool. You just take you
I thought you were cooking it.
No, well, you could cook it afterwards, but realistically, you'd be shearing the sheep, using the wheel and using it on the spinning wheel.
Okay, sorry. Did you know that in France there is more than 40,000 chateaux? Every year, a part of those are for sale, and we detain more than 10% of all the chateaux for sale in France.
But again, if you want more details of any of these properties that we're showing you today, do click down in our link. That will take you through to the website, and you can click on each link of each property, and it will give you the full details. So it will give you all of the explanation. So in the comments, do drop us what you think, what you'd like to see, and we'd be really happy to film and go out and look for those for you. And do we have one more to show?
Yeah, bonus chateau. The fourth one is absolutely beautiful, just like viewers. Let's dive in.
This next property that we're going to look at is quite near to my own hometown and my own home city, which is Angoulême. Angoulême is a great town. It's 2 hours from Paris on the train. It's a great location, city of Angoulême and what it's all about. Going back, this is our last and final property of the day. The most expensive, but it's still under 400,000 euros. This is a 15th century manor and it sits high above the countryside. It's surrounded by 6 hectares of woodlands. You've got your own woods, which is always lovely to wander about, particularly when in very hot summers. Inside, there's 400 square meters of living space with fireplaces, vaulted ceilings and exposed beams. You can see the woodland that you've got there, which is, really lovely to be at. And that has a really big value, woodland, in France these days. The manor house is just at the back, so you go through a wonderful arch, drive up to the manor house, and all of the outbuildings are along the outside, which we can have a look at.
Ah, that's the main house. So we have outbuildings, a lot of outbuildings. So it's got another entrance on the back.
Exactly, so you can come into it from all different angles. Now this is a typical style maison de maître, maison bourgeois house for the Charente region. But again, that's a typical style of the Charentaise, Poitou-Charentes area.
It's got a lot of style, I would say.
Yeah.
From the outbuilding, which is a sort of barn, you have this gated, how would you call it?
It's like a gated entrance, so you would drive through, it's like a little tunnel, but it would be all walled off, which just means that it's protected.
Oh, so that's when you pass. So we can see it needs renovation on the outbuildings, but that beauty of those limestones. So that's one of the rooms. Don't know exactly which one, but
as you can see, it's not livable at the moment. Nobody's living in it, so there's no furniture or anything, and it's sort of half been renovated. So this room has been done. You can see the walls have all been pierre parent, the fireplace has been fixed, the flooring's been fixed, the ceiling
most
is all
elements
good.
are in good condition
all
in that
good
room.
condition.
Ah, I see. They pointed the wall on the left.
Exactly. So what you can see is they've dug out around the stones. That's ready to be repointed. So they've dug it all out, ready to be pierre parent, it's called in France, a bit like what you can see on the right-hand side. It's been newly tiled, fabulous old staircase there. I mean, that is a lovely staircase. And don't be afraid that staircase is going to fall down. It's exactly like the one in my house, and they last. Mine's 400 years old, and it's, it's not going anywhere.
Honestly, that's the sort of staircase you sandblast it.
And it looks fabulous.
It looks brand new, straight again. Exactly, look at that bedroom, it has been finished. This one is finished. We have radiators. Usually
in a renovation, you would start at the top.
Of course.
Because everything's got to come down. So the roof would be the first thing that was looked at. You can see that's a newly plastered ceiling. So that's the pierre apparent. That's what's called pierre apparent. So that's what it will look like when it's finished. When you've dug out all of the stones, that's what it will look like.
And I can see from the window the a distant view on the rolling hills. We are surrounded by just Vaud, really close to Angoulême.
The city.
Ah, bah oui, again.
Another one of my favourite places, but unfortunately that one's got no wine in it. And also, it's not just the wine that they would have stored there. In those days, there were no fridges.
Yeah,
so all of the food and all of the pickles and all of the things that they would have made, all the jars would have been kept because these temperatures keep the same temperature all year round.
Ah, the back gate we saw next to the house that leads to the forest. So you could access from both sides of the property.
It's also really good that the garden is enclosed and you have got these gates because obviously there's so much wildlife in France. You don't want it, if you've got a little veggie patch, you don't want them all coming in and eating it all while you're asleep.
Lions, dinosaurs and elephants.
Of course. But there is wild boar and there is deer, you know, and they will be. So being able to enclose off your garden.
Ah, voilà. So from aerial view, we can see the roof on the left of this large barn needs to be
that definitely needs to be done. And, you know, there is going to be a cost involved. It does need that roof doing or it will collapse.
It's a large building. Yeah. It's massive. Interesting. Original feature on the left. I don't know if this is an old building, but the beams are beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a fireplace on the left.
This is obviously what those rooms that have been renovated look like before. So it just gives you a before and after idea that how easy that's going to be to transform into some of those rooms that have already been renovated. It's not a huge job, particularly if you can do it yourselves, but it is a lot of time. It's a big house.
Ah, the big barn you talked about.
Now you can see here, this is why this is, you know, this could be converted, but it's a huge job. If you're going to spend so much money on it, making it into Giats or anything else, would you get the value back? Probably not. It seems like someone there used to be into boats by the looks of the boat trailers and the boats, because the Charente River is only up the road in Angoulême as well, so you can do boating and boats up there. So we have now shown you today 4 of our selected properties that Cyril and I have chosen, but bear in mind that on our website we have thousands of properties from all over France, whether you're looking in the French Alps to Brittany, down to the Côte d'Azur, the mountains, or Paris. And of course, we have some lifestyle videos that you can also watch. So if you're interested in the cities, you want to know about Brantôme in the Dordogne, or you want to know about Angoulême, which is close to some of these properties that we've shown today. So from the volcanic peaks of the Auvergne to the valleys of the Limousin, from moated manors to sunlit towers, these are not just houses, they're actual pieces of French history, waiting for new stories to begin. 4 chateaux, 4 regions, and all for around the 300,000 mark, because sometimes living your French dream is not just about winning the lottery, it's about finding the right door to open. So thank you from Cyril and I for watching today, and drop your comments below because we're always wanting to hear them.
Yes, subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave us some comments.
Exactly, and we'll hopefully see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.